No, she didn't just steal my intro. Well, since she did it for me, how's everybody motherfucking doing today? This is being recorded on Monday. You all will get this information on Tuesday. And after you get it on Tuesday, don't forget to stay tuned to the YouTube channel, as well as Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, wherever else you get your local podcasts for the Wei'S Drunkcast coming out on Wednesday. Yay! Now, it's been a while since we have posted an episode of the Wei'S World Podcast. We've been posting Drunkcasts. We've been getting Talking Sports with Wayne and Crony off the ground. We've been putting in quite a bit.
We've been putting in overtime. That's all I know.
We've been putting in good work over here in Wei'S World, and it's all because of you all. And we just want to say thank you, because without the listens, without the views, we wouldn't have a reason to do this. So we thank you all so much.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening on the Spotify and Apple Podcast. Apparently, Apple Podcast and Google Podcast. So we've been trying to get this Instagram live thing going, trying to, just keep
and get this YouTube channel off the ground.
Yeah, and you just keep content coming.
Just keep on pushing y'all way.
Flowing.
Again, videos will be getting produced a lot faster now. So the Monday through Wednesday deadline that I've definitely been trying to keep, it's here now.
We've even been thinking about doing like another show with us, but more to come on that.
More to come
on that. It may be, because a lot of y'all, we haven't even told them about what we've done lately.
Go ahead.
So we had the opportunity to go and be on another podcast, which is called Plus Size Talk, with Shannary Martin here in Indianapolis.
Some of y'all tuned in.
And it was up at Radio Indy, and it was lit. Like, first of all, when we got there, I wasn't even nervous. Like, I went to work for half the day. I was chilling. My eyebrows was on fleek. I was chilling. And then I got off work, and I was supposed to get off at 1. I didn't get off until 2. And once that happened, I was like, oh, this day is going to hell. Like, oh, shit, it's all finna fall through. Like, fuck. So I'm, like, racing to get home. And I live, like, 6 minutes from my job. But I'm, like, seriously racing to get home. Like, oh, my gosh, I gotta get home. Like, we gotta get to this thing. We gotta start shooting. We gotta shoot this episode today. And like, we did a video for it. We did like a promotional video for it. And we were just really excited. So anyway, we got there. And as soon as we got there and went upstairs.
Downstairs.
Or, no, we went upstairs.
We went downstairs.
We did?
Yes. I remember we went downstairs. Trust me, we went downstairs.
Okay, well, apparently we went downstairs. And so when we got there, we got to the room. I got to see, like, we saw. The room was so professional. Like, they had like sound set, like what are those things? The black things that are usually on the wall. Soundproof things.
Soundproof padding.
Padding. Yeah, they had that on the walls, and they had a table for us to all sit. 3 mics, headphones. There was an engineer, that dude, like on the computer,
making sure
like putting up the live, making sure everything was good to go. I just was like, what the fuck? Like, this is so professional
it's
compared to us sitting in our living room.
But don't sleep though. We put out excellent flamethrower content.
Flamethrower fucking content. But like, I don't know. We got that opportunity to go and like be on someone else's podcast. And it was
inspiring, and it was exciting.
It was dope. The topic of the podcast was loving a plus size woman. So, you already know. Like, I honestly think that there should probably be a part 2, because I don't think we got to even scratch the surface of anything.
We didn't.
We just kind of talked about how we met and like our story.
Once the story started flowing, and then we also brought a bottle of wine.
Right. So we kind of got a little tipsy. And I didn't even realize, me and my girl Shannary literally drank a whole bottle of wine for that podcast. So the podcast is like 2 hours, y'all. So I don't know. Anyway, long story short, it was really fun, and we're gonna have Shannary on the Wei'S World podcast.
Hopefully next episode.
Hopefully for the next episode. So we can kind of reiterate maybe some of the things that we were talking about there. But that kind of got us like with us being like a married couple and being like millennials and whatever, I feel like personality wise, we could probably, and this is actually your idea, we could probably do another show about just like being married and like married life and what we've learned and what works for us, and you know, just our insight on being married, because we're almost 2 years in. And
no, you're good. Okay. One of my goals in 2020 was to have 4 shows. I have the Wei'S World podcast, we have the Wei'S World Drunkcast, Talking Sports with Wayne and Crony, which, by the way, the support from that after only 2 episodes, or after the first episode, thank all of you. The support that has come back from those that have watched and listened to Talking Sports with Wayne and Crony, thank y'all so much. Thank y'all so much. And now, the 4th show would be the show where me and her give you all our opinions and maybe some marriage advice. We're not marriage counselors. We do not have any type of certification.
But there are so many
there's things I feel like we could let y'all know, or we could help, or you know, prevent from happening earlier on in your life.
And not even necessarily that. I feel like there's a lot of people out there with channels like that. Like the whole channel is dedicated to like they're being a couple, you know. So I think it would be interesting to have a show about that, because I feel like we get asked a lot of questions about what being married is like, and you know, like people being like, "Oh, you guys are so young to be married," like.
And y'all clearly love the dynamic, because whenever like y'all clearly love the dynamic, because for some reason
we banter well. We're both Virgos, and you know, we just love each other. So we will look to share some more of that with you guys.
But trust me, in the year of our Lord and Savior 2020, we have so much heat that's stored up coming.
Feel like it was just heat.
We have so much heat stored up. It is ridiculous, but. You know what I always tell you to do. I haven't done this in a long time, and I'm excited to do it. Sit back, relax.
What's that, Dan?
Grab your favorite drink.
What is it?
I don't know. What? Sit back, relax, grab your favorite drink, grab you something to eat, roll you up one, and let's get on with the motherfucking show. Fresh up that intro.
Renegade.
The first thing that we're going to talk about is Chaka Khan. You want to start on Sister Chaka? Or should I start on Sister Chaka?
I didn't even want to fucking... First of all, y'all already know that sports not my thing. But like I do like to tune in to little events like this because of performances. There's usually, or like for instance, a few years ago there was like the EPSI Awards, and Chance the Rapper performed, and I was geeked. Like not even about the EPSI Awards, but just because Chance the Rapper was performing, and his performance was actually really good. Like
the ESPYs?
Yeah.
You said the EPSI.
What is it?
ESPYs.
ESPYs. Oh, like ESPN. Oh, that makes sense. Anyway, so his performance was really good for that too. So I don't know. I mean, every now and then tuning in at events like this, I like to see the national anthem sang at places, games, and so I'm still not recovered from Fergie's,
but. This may have rivaled, if not knocked Fergie's performance out.
Okay.
Look, Sister Chaka, Sister Khan, you did not do yourself a service at all. What they say, less is more. This was way too fucking much. Less is literally more. When it came to Fergie had some sort of excuse that she wanted to use, that was the right tempo. It was just the wrong beat. Okay, but even then, Fergie at least had some sort of maybe this like to try to throw people off the set. That was exactly what the fuck Chaka Khan meant to do. I have all respect for the legend that is Chaka Khan. I have all the respect because when you speak of divas and legends in R&B, especially women and singers, you got to put Chaka Khan in there. You cannot leave Sister Chaka out. But again, this just
put your arms around me.
Chaka Khan and Rufus, like you can't. What's
That's
the word?
Chaka Khan, right?
Yeah. It's just bad. It was just fucking bad. It was just bad.
Trash, sis. Trash.
It was not good. It was not good at all. And the thing is, you practice that.
Is it me or, and this might just be my observation, but I be feeling like sometimes people that like artists, they be practicing for like their big moments. Like I feel like in Chaka Khan's performance, like a lot of her big wailing type notes.
Yeah.
She was, she didn't sound that bad, but it was like everything else. The in between was just like lazy and like. I saw some tweet that said like she must have been drunk as fuck or something. And I was like, that makes sense to me too because why? Yeah, like in between, it's kind of like she wasn't even trying. Like she was being, I don't know. That's just how it sounded to me. It sounded like she was being like real lazy, kind of like in between. But then her wailing and like her like being loud was not that bad. But this brings me back to when she performed at I think Aretha Franklin's funeral. And I didn't like that performance either. Like, rest in peace to the Queen Aretha, but and not to talk shit about who sang at your funeral, but I mean, I really wasn't really vibing with the performance that she gave.
Look, the Aretha Franklin funeral, by all means, was very, very lovely. I enjoyed it.
And long.
Let's
not forget
that. It was long. I love Sister Tyson's hat.
Yeah.
That minister was doing a little bit too
much. A lot happened. A lot happened at her funeral.
A lot happened.
Was it Bill Clinton was there? It was a lot.
A lot was going on at Mother Aretha's funeral, but
Chaka was screaming.
And Chaka kind of add to the list. Like
I feel like she was screaming in that microphone, and not like the good screaming, like Sopranos, like Chicago Sopranos. But like y'all, because Chicago Sopranos be like Chicago gospel.
Yeah.
Oh,
they be saying.
They be screaming, like
they be saying.
Screaming.
I keep telling people that north area up there. Again, and I always somehow I always link Gary and Chicago because of the closeness. That area, like the Northwest Indiana, Chicagoland area, it's so much fucking talent in that one little pocket of two corners of the same, two different states. Like it's so much fucking talent right there. And like she said, the Sopranos, they just come out of that part. Like when I say they blow. And again, the reason why I know they blow is because my auntie, my grandma, my sister, and about four of my cousins are all Sopranos from that part of the country.
Man.
And they blow.
Scream. But that's not what she was doing. I just feel like she was literally like, like screaming in the mic. That's what I felt like was happening. And I don't know, several points in her performance at the All-Star game, the All-Star performance, I felt the same way. My thing is, why do people keep trying to put their own little spin on the national anthem?
Exactly.
That's where y'all fucking up. Trying to put your own, because we went back and watched the Anthony Hamilton one from last year.
But his wasn't bad.
His wasn't bad, but it was still different.
It was.
Like, it was different as fuck. Like, why do y'all keep trying to just sing the national anthem?
Next year, when it comes to Indianapolis, whoever sings the national anthem, can you please just do it regular? Get through it. That way we can try to forget these past couple of years. Just do it regular and try to get through it. By the way, for the Wei'S podcast, it's the first time y'all seeing a brother with a haircut. I'm sorry. I have to. This first time y'all see me without a hat. So I just had to point that out. Like I pointed that out when Talking Sports with Way and Crony. I'm going to point it out every opportunity I get. But, yeah, Sister Chaka, that was not okay. Now, the true purpose of us bringing this up was a comparison between Chaka's.
Like who was Who was better or which one was worse?
Which one was worse? Matter of fact,
I guess it's the same.
It's the same question because whatever one you say is going to be worse, and the other one's got to be better. So yeah, whichever question you want to answer, who was better or who was worse?
I'm gonna let you start.
I have to give this one to Chaka Khan, and I had to rethink because at first I was gonna call this a little bit worse than Fergie's, but Fergie went from A to Z, back to Q, over to like F. Like Fergie, when I say was all over the fucking place.
Is there a Q?
No, I'm not talking about as far as musical notes. I'm talking about.
I was like, wait.
I was talking about the alphabet, like. But she went all over the fucking place.
Time to reapply my glass.
But yeah, like Chaka didn't go over the place. The performance was just lazy.
The in-betweens.
The in-betweens was just lazy. In the runs, I felt when she
at the end.
When she like had to hit the high notes, they were high notes, but they were screaming high notes. They weren't harmonized high notes. They didn't. Personal opinion.
Yeah, this is your personal
opinion. I feel like they weren't necessarily coherent to my ears. Like I didn't. I just didn't.
Okay, Simon.
I just didn't catch.
Okay, Mr. Cowell.
What she was saying. Like I didn't get it. But again, Chaka definitely had a better performance than Fergie, in my opinion.
Okay. So I am one with the same. Well, okay, you're saying yes. I'm saying the same thing. I think that Fergie's was way worse still because Fergie hit that. Like, what was that? Or the, yeah. And it's to the point where a year later, they made a whole, like, parody.
23 Miss God!
Yeah. Like, and all of the basketball players were, like, in the locker room, like, doing the Fortnite dances and shit. Like, I forget who I was in that room, but I was like, this is just sad, Fergie. Like, I love Fergie. I love her. Big girls don't cry. Fergalicious. Shit. Fabulous. What's that song? Fabulous.
Yeah.
Oh, flows.
Glamorous.
Glamorous. What did I? Okay.
We're clipping this.
Whoa!
We're clipping this. This right here is the clip for the podcast. We're clipping this part.
Glamorous.
Right. Wow.
I don't know. What did I say?
You said fabulous.
Fabulous life.
This isn't Addie.
Glamorous.
Living unfabulous.
Shit.
London Bridge.
Thank you. How come, man? I was getting ready to just sing it because
Black Eyed Peas. Like she had another. Let's say like. Don't fuck with my heart, my humps.
Check it out.
Again, I was a huge.
I love Fergie.
I was a huge Black Eyed Peas fan, so.
And then she did that. Like the thing is, I had another thing that Fergie did some years ago. I don't know. It was like Good Morning. I don't know if it was like Good Morning America or what, but this bitch was like.
I got this bitch.
Like she was singing and then she was doing cartwheels.
It was front with cartwheels. They were front, like she literally, she threw her whole body like frontwards, legs up in the air. It was like a kickoff of Mortal Kombat.
If we find that, can we seriously put a clip in?
Yeah, we will.
Oh my goodness. I saw that and I was like, Fergie, please don't tell me. Like, what is happening with you, girl? What's happening? So I don't think I really even heard anything from Fergie after that. And I just so happened to stumble upon that probably on like TMZ. I don't know. It was some like internet like video. Check out what the stars were doing.
And look what the fuck Fergie.
Look what the fuck Fergie did.
Like front flips on the stage. One wrong slip, it would have been.
And she kept doing them. I'm like, if you do one more flip, Fergie, one more.
There she go.
What is this? What kind of performance is this? But anyway, so didn't hear from her for a while, and then she did the damn Star Spangled Banner.
And then didn't her boyfriend
National
try to come out and was like, "Don't laugh at her," or some shit like that? Like, didn't somebody try to stick out on her behalf or some shit?
I mean, I think I just remember for sure.
Don't quote me.
Right. I remember she came out and was basically like, there was supposed to be music, like there was supposed to be something that she was singing too.
Supposed to be a different music.
Yeah, like a different track.
Like I said,
a more jazzy.
That was
track.
The only reason in the beginning before I was gonna pick Fergie, because I felt like in the beginning Fergie had some sort of excuse, like,
But even with the jazzier track, I think she had played. I think there was like somebody had clipped it, or I don't remember, but I remember hearing like what it was supposed to sound like, and I was like, that's still trash. That's still trash, fam. Like, still, like, why? Which brings me all the way back to
full circle.
Why is everybody trying to put their own little spin on this on the national anthem? Like, you know, like, you can be cute, but like, come on. I feel like they're trying to do way too much, and that's how you mess it up. Way
too much. But once again, we both believe that Chaka Khan had a better performance than.
It wasn't that bad. It was somebody when I saw the thing that said she may have been drunk, I was like, okay.
But yeah, we both believe Chaka Khan had a better performance than Fergie. But that wraps up this segment. We'll be right back here with you on the Wei'S World Podcast. Back here after talking about Chaka Khan and Fergie crazy asses and people just not fucking performing the national anthem not necessarily the correct way, but just do it. Thank you. I've been trying to get my collar together since we started.
I just noticed it.
I'm trying to get my collar together since we fucking started. Yeah, just sing the national anthem. Just straight up, just one person. That's all we fucking ask.
Oh, say can you say? See how extra I was trying to be?
And just get it out the way.
It was downhill from there.
But the next thing that we're going to talk about is there's a new Twitter plugin called Safe DM.
So, ladies, it's 2020, right? And I don't even know, are niggas still sending dick pics? I don't even know. Like, anyway, are you tired of getting dick pics in your DMs on Twitter? Okay, so there's a new plugin on Twitter that's going to. You want to talk about it or?
Go ahead and say. Pull up the. Let me see. Matter of fact, I'll read the article this time. This time I'm gonna let her.
Okay.
Go ahead and take it over. Go ahead and take it over segments.
Okay.
So reporter, this is what it says. From indulgeexpress.com. I get to be the laptop person this time.
Okay. So
I get to read it.
So basically, there's a new plugin for Twitter. It's called Safe DM.
Twitter has launched a new plugin called Safe DM in a bid to prevent users from receiving unsolicited images. According to reports, a developer named Kelsey Bressler came up with the idea after she received an unwanted nude picture from a man. On Friday...
A dick pic, probably, like...
On Friday...
I didn't know dudes were still doing dick pics. I thought that... I don't know what I thought.
It says here that... On Friday, the plugin called Safe DM, which blocks and deletes pictures of penises sent via direct message, became available to Twitter users, said a report in the BBC. Bressler said social media companies could do more to protect users from cyber flashing. It's still in its early stages. Last week posted first ever quarterly revenue of about $1.1 billion. So within a 3 month time span, they made about $1 billion off of this.
So has this already launched?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So I guess let us know if if you notice a significant decrease in the amount of dicks you get in your DMs, but I'm not really. I did not know that was still the trend.
Here's the thing. As a penis that has been possibly since sometime in my past life or my past years. I think that this is a good idea. Because just again, from somebody that I believe I probably did it back when I was younger, not knowing, I did a lot of stupid shit back then. I don't think the people on the other end necessarily when they like, so again, some girls really like dick, okay? So pictures of pictures of the penis doesn't necessarily bother them. But again, I'm having tons of female friends and being, again, obviously having a wife, like some people just, the penis is kind of
hey, look at me! I'm right here in your face. Like I can't think, like I feel like there's like funnier people that do impressions of what a penis actually looks like.
You and your pee are gross.
Gross.
Like that's literally like the phrase from American Dad. You and your pee are gross. Like half the women are you and your pee are gross, and half the women are like gobble that dick up, and then you got like somewhere
that are like in between.
In between of your pee-pee's gross, but still gobble that.
Basically,
it's like you just gotta. I guess you just gotta find out where you fit in.
Right.
If the plug-in is for you, it is currently available on Twitter. You can go and add that to your Twitter page. If you're getting,
you have to add it.
I believe it's a plug-in. I don't think it's something that naturally comes in. I think it's like something you can.
So how does that work for like on your cell phone? I
think you can do it with your cell phone too. It's with Twitter. Like, so basically it's something you can add to your Twitter.
Let me see if there's an update available for Twitter.
Go ahead. We're gonna see it's blah 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 blah. I can't talk today.
I don't really, I mean I like Twitter. No.
She loves Twitter.
I love Twitter. And I be on Twitter every hour. You know, every chance I get, it's the first thing I open, first thing I go to. And not even just for like me tweeting, because I really don't even tweet like that. I be like retweeting and reading threads and like getting my entire life. But if you want to follow me on Twitter, you can. I believe my Twitter name is @SHANNY as well. So let me see. Twitter, is there an update? And real quick, so my little like lady jam right now, is it a lady jam if it's by a woman? I actually don't even know. But I'm a lady, and it is my jam, and the song is called Find Me by Buddy. And shout out to Patrick Cloud and Kev on Stage and all of ADD, because we literally have been watching Roast Me for maybe about
for years.
You know, like 2 years now.
2 years at this point.
And we just realized that Buddy in this song that I'd be cruising in the car to is the Buddy from the Roast Me episode with him
Season 4, episode 1. Season 4, episode 1 of Roast Me.
With him and
Guap Dad 4000.
Yeah.
Or 3000. Guap Dad.
Guap Dad.
Yeah.
That's the same dude. But yeah, y'all should listen to that song, and you should go and watch Roast Me if you haven't, because that shit is hilarious. Okay, back to.
They said Doughboy naked look like a can of wet peaches. Doughboy look like wet peaches when he naked. That's horrible.
Okay. I don't see no update. But my shit may be on auto update anyway.
Go to your Twitter, see if you can add it.
Okay, hold on.
I'm gonna say, did you go to the App Store?
Yeah, to see if there was an update, so I could you know how the App Store says up.
Let me see.
I got it.
Do you have it? And she popped it.
I got it.
So she's creating what we like to call here dead air. So,
talk to the people. Tell them what's new with you.
Well, you all, like I said, can catch Talking Sports with Way and Crony on Wednesday. Not Wednesday, I'm sorry. You can catch Talking Sports with Way and Crony on Mondays. You can catch the Wei'S World podcast on Tuesdays. You can catch the Wei'S World Drunkcast. Whenever we can get the Drunkcast crew together, you can catch that, and that will be put out on Wednesdays by 3 p.m. on those days.
There's no
plug-in?
No. So if there is like an update, and yes, to confirm, my name on Twitter is at SHANNY the SHOOTA. If you want to follow me.
Mine is Wei'S 93. So again, I'm starting to get back more on Twitter. But if you want to follow a brother on Twitter, I'm always here. But yeah, we're actually going to do a little bit more research to check and see how to get to that, if that is definitely possible. It said the BBC, so it might honestly be a British thing at this point, right, before it comes over here. But yeah, basically look and see on your Twitter if the safe DM feature is there, if you can access it.
I didn't see it.
She didn't see it, but see if you can access it. And if so, let us know. And use it wisely.
So, let us know. And if so, let us know.
But we're going to take ourselves a quick ad break. We'll be right back here with you on the Wei'S World Podcast. Shout out to sponsor, the Anchor app. How's everybody doing? It's your boy Way, host of the Wei'S World Podcast.
And your girl Shanny the Shooter, co-host of the Wei'S World Podcast.
You can catch the Wei'S World Podcast every Monday through Wednesday by at least 3 p.m. on one of those days on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, everywhere that you get your local podcasts, and now
YouTube. Yeah.
We want to say thank you all for listening to the Wei'S World Podcast, and stay tuned for much more, because officially every episode from season 2 of the Wei'S World Podcast and every episode of season 2 of the Wei'S World Drunkcast will now be on YouTube. So once again, thank you all so much for listening, and stay tuned. Coming up off that ad break, Shanice brought a very interesting topic to the news table when we were kind of discussing on what we were going to talk about today. Anxiety and depression can cause memory loss. I'm going to go ahead and let her take over from here. I have some information here that I'm looking through so I can add to the discussion, but I'm going to go ahead and let her take over.
So I came across this article, and I basically saw like this tweet on Twitter, and I was like, damn, that's deep. And then that led me to like other tweets, and then I went to Facebook. You know how like when you be looking up stuff on your phone and you go to Facebook and all the stuff you was looking up is basically popping up on Facebook? That's what happened. So I got on Facebook, and then I saw an article, and that's how I got to the article that I found. But so basically I found this interesting read about anxiety and depression, and that they were linked to memory loss, and that it was something important that people should talk about. So basically the tweet that I saw, speaking of about Twitter, there was a tweet from this user at SKXLLCity. Okay, so she tweeted and she said, why the fuck does no one talk about the fact that depression and anxiety can give you major memory loss? And like so many people retweeted and were like sharing their stories and their experiences with memory loss. And a lot of things were like rooted in trauma or like mental illness. But it was like a lot of people were talking about depression and anxiety. And I came across this article that basically said that anxiety can lead to memory loss and depression as well. And basically research has shown that depression and short-term memory loss are linked, and generalized anxiety disorder has also been linked with memory gaps. And this is because the frequency in the brain that activates the brain's stress response. This is by a report by Allure magazine. But depression and anxiety were both linked with sleep interruptions, which deal with like your memory. There's some other stuff from WebMD that gets real like medical and whatnot. But yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting because, and the reason I when I told Waylon about this, it was because when me and my coworkers are at work and we're talking to like our supervisor or, you know, like each other about the day or like what we got going on, we literally talk about like how stressful our job is or like how stressful the day has been or, you know, and just anxiety flare and like all sorts of stuff. We're, you know, like that we go through that all the time. My job is like really high, like it's payroll. So it's like, it sounds like it's really easy, but you could fuck it up really quickly. And like when you do, it's like downhill from one little thing. It's like downhill from there, and then you can fix it. But like anyway, long story short, there is so much that happens in a day, and that's at my job, and I'm sure at a lot of other jobs, and a lot of other people experience whatever in a day.
It's like the phrase when somebody asks you, like, what did you do at work today? And you're like, I don't know. Like, or like they ask you, like, well, shit, don't you gotta work tomorrow? What's tomorrow? Like Friday? Like, oh shit. Like
just common things like that, like genuinely forgetting. That's what I was getting to. So thank you, but like genuinely forgetting what day of the week it is, or literally being like, I cannot remember what I did, you know, what I did yesterday, let alone, you know, people like my supervisor might ask me a question like, did you do this with this client? And I'm like, yesterday. And I'm like, I can't even tell you who I was talking to 2 hours ago. You know, like I'm so fucking stressed out, you know, I got all this going on. I got this person saying this and these emails saying this, and I got this going on at home, and I, you know, like just everything. And I'm like, man, that's crazy, because I actually be losing, you know, like gaps of time sometimes and don't even realize it. But that's just because like how my job, is so stressful, which is why I'm grateful for the Anchor app and how we get to be creative. And, you know, this is how I get to kind of like de-stress.
It's an outlet. This is a place where you can unwind and de-stress. The Wei'S World Podcast.
But that's also why I take bomb-ass lady portraits. So, you know, you should follow me on Instagram at SHANNY the SHOOTA.
Definitely. Again, like, her photography is 100% on point. Like, and yeah, you should definitely follow her on Instagram at SHANNY the SHOOTA. Follow her on Facebook at SHANNY the SHOOTA. And just see some of the dope-ass work that she be putting out. Renegade.
I'm going to learn that. I'm also on TikTok, but, you know, don't tell nobody. I haven't made a TikTok yet, so I'm still trying to figure it the fuck out. But I'm gonna learn this renegade shit, and I'm gonna hit that shit.
But my little 2 cents on anxiety and depression causing memory loss. Again, I'm somebody that suffers, like, you know, that has anxiety issues from time to time.
Same. That was also why I brought that up.
Like, so I definitely understand this. Like, going through high school was a very high anxiety time for me. I can give you certain memories from high school that were like, you know, fun memories, but like there's tons of shit from high school that I don't remember. And it's not even because it was all them years ago. I can remember shit. Ask her, I can remember shit from a long time ago. I got a pretty decent memory. But just because of how stressful high school really was, it's just a lot of that was a blur. A lot of high school was just a blur. Like, a lot of years were just blurs.
And from, you know, being someone that experiences, you know, or has been depressed or suffers from depression or whatever, like I go through that too. Where literally it's like gaps of time. I'm like, well,
you'll just blank out and just be like, wait.
I just sleep. And I'm like, well, you know, I don't know. I'm just literally like, I don't even know what day it is. I don't know what time it is. But I'm going right back to bed. I'm not getting out of this bed.
But again, that's just some brief information and just, again, a brief discussion on the link between anxiety, depression, and memory loss. Definitely, if you do suffer from depression or you do suffer from anxiety or even memory loss, Make sure you stay up to date with your physician and your doctor.
Get that shit checked out.
Make sure you get that shit checked out. Because again, there are people out here that care for you. And there are people out here that definitely do want to help you. But we'll be right back here on the Wei'S World Podcast with our final topic. And then we're going to hit you with that young outro.
Renegade, renegade, renegade.
All right, so coming off of talking about anxiety and it's linked to memory loss, the next thing we're going to talk about is a rather shitty situation, to make a pun.
I feel like, yes, you did, but your voice was so...
Just so...
Just...
monotone.
Monotone.
Go back up. Go back up. Go back up. Go back up. And she does these things to irritate me. Now y'all see. So.
There you go.
The first person to cross the Antarctica, blah, blah, blah. The first person to cross...
I should just kept the damn computer.
The first person to cross Antarctica alone and unaided says he pooped his pants less than halfway through and had to continue using the same underwear for 38 days.
When I pooped my pants. Remember SpongeBob?
Yes. That's why I called it a shitty situation.
In a flat... Did I say a shitty situation? Like, I gotta do the tone. Like, it was like, you might say it's a shitty situation. Like, well, okay, I'm putting emphasis. I'm doing something with shitty. I'm trying to not. Like.
Well, you might say it's a shitty situation.
You just, okay, see, you actually gave it something then. I can't give you a good example because I know I'm going to do something on the shitty.
Puns aren't our thing, okay? Puns are, as y'all see, puns are not our thing. But after 15 days of pulling a nearly 400-pound sled across a treacherously windy Antarctica, Colin O'Brady was hungry. His willpower was depleted. He says, I woke up during the night, feeling overwhelmed and ganged up on. My defenses down.
Bowels full.
He said he embarked on a daring mission, alone and unaided, by kite or resupply, trekking across the southern continent on skis. It was a solo voyage no one had ever completed without quitting or dying or being helped. The food rations were low. Things were at a critical pace. He packed up with him like 1,100 Colin bars created specifically for him and this trek. Now we get to the shitty situation. He started to binge. Ate about 2,000 calories in one 3 a.m. binge session. Hold on, y'all. We're warming up.
His asshole was warming up.
His asshole was drywall. He says after about 6 hours of hiking and near minus 25 degrees Fahrenheit, he felt what he called a wave. One that would not stop. He had been fairly regular until that point on the trip. Going to the bathroom every morning and then staying dressed head to toe in snow gear all day until he could stop to set up camp for the night and go to the bathroom in a sheltered vestibule. O'Brady decided it would be best to wait until the evening to take off his jacket, overalls, and base layers and get fully undressed and go. I guess, Here's the thing, right? So he thought that he gave relief or that he passed gas. Little did he know that, unfortunately, more than gas came out. He said, he thought that I'd get relief if I was able to pass some gas because the stomach pressure was building up on him.
But I know that, we've all been in that situation before. Well, maybe not this specific one out in the fucking middle of nowhere. Antarctica. But I feel like we've all gone to the bathroom and been like, oh, I just gotta pass some gas. And you're like, oh. Hi, Chima!
But unfortunately, more than gas came out. I was relieved and disgusted at the same time. O'Brady had 6 hours more of trudging through the snow and wind with shit in his pants. But his bowels, I guess he says, were properly evacuated for the trip.
No, I thought that was saying he shit a little bit.
No.
But he still had more to shit out.
No. He thought it was gas.
Yeah.
And it turned out to be shit.
Yeah, but I thought it said he still had to walk more miles to actually be able to take a full shit.
No. He still had to walk. He still had to walk 6 more miles in the shitty underwear. That's why.
But
38 days straight, 1 pair of underwear, and he shit himself. 38 days wearing a pair of shitty underwear. His ass was probably chafed. His butthole was probably on fire. Like, he probably smelled horrible, mixed with the cold, which is what, talk about stank. Talk about stank. That's the extra layer of stank right there. What else was wrong? His clothes were ruined. He probably had the dookie stains in the back of the flak jacket or whatever the fuck he had on. This man, for, again, like how they say 40 days and 40 nights.
A month and a week.
He was living
in a day.
He was living in his own shit because it was too fucking cold for him to take off the shitty ass clothes. And that was his only pair of fucking underwear.
He only had the 1 pair. But
so you brought all those fucking O'Brady bars, and all those goddamn Colin bars, but you couldn't bring a second pair of underwear?
That's what your ass get. You was eating on those neutral green bars and
your poops were like drywall, sir.
You did it to yourself.
You did it to yourself. I'm proud of you because you crossed Antarctica by yourself. Nobody helped you. That's a big feat. I couldn't do it. I would die the moment I stepped on Antarctica. I would freeze. It's just, I'm cool. Plus, I'll probably get eaten by a sea bear. But
in the snow?
Yes, snow bear.
A polar bear.
A sea lion.
In the snow?
Yeah.
But you say sea.
Bear.
But it's the snow.
Matter of fact, next show, I'm going to have my sea bear hat. Next show, I'm wearing my sea bear hat.
Let me reapply so I can get you together.
But yes, next show, I'm wearing my sea bear hat.
So...
But yes, Colin O'Brady, proud of you for crossing Antarctica by yourself. What do you have to say about the shit situation?
So he farted and pooped a little. What's the big deal? You know, to play the other side, you know, like what's the big deal?
He was living in Duke.
Yeah, but he's apparently like wild man, so.
Is he a wild man? Does living in Duke consider make you a wild man?
I mean, look, he only had.
We were babies living in Duke.
He only had the 1 pair.
Which why? That's my biggest.
He farted.
That's my big. No, he shitted.
He sharted.
Exactly. It was a wet one.
You've never sharted?
I've sharted, but not on myself.
Okay.
I've sharted in the bowl.
The bowl of what?
Toilet. The toilet bowl.
Or the bowl of... Y'all remember back in season 1 where Wayman said he would rather eat his own poop?
Shut it. Oh my
If you've been watching since season 1, I was trying to make a joke about that, but I don't think it
didn't
latch.
It didn't catch. But hey, if you do remember the me saying that, because the thing was, would I rather eat chocolate made of poop or poop made
like chocolate,
or poop that tasted like chocolate? And I said
I'd rather eat. I'd rather eat my own shit.
Poop that tastes like chocolate. Like I don't want to eat the shit tasting thing. Like chocolate that tastes like literal feces. Like what?
At least it's chocolate.
It tastes like feces.
But you ate feces.
It tastes like chocolate.
But you probably have fucking.
I don't have gingivitis.
You have malaria.
Wow.
Or I don't know. I feel like you could get something nasty from eating shit.
What if it was like, what if that's what Nutella was? Like shit chocolate. Think about that now. I hope Nutella's ruined for everybody.
Well, I mean,
Shit
when was the
chocolate.
last time?
I actually used to like Nutella.
I mean, Nutella's good. I don't buy it.
We got our fucking topic. You're talking about fucking Nutella. But again, that was our 2 cents on Mr. Brady, Antarctica, shitty pants, and a whole lot of a shitty situation. We'll be right back here with this young outro on the Wei'S World podcast. This has been episode 4. Thank you all for watching the Wei'S World podcast. Thank you for watching episode 4 of the Wei'S World podcast. I have been your host, Wei.
I have been your co-host, Shanny the Shooter.
On today's broadcast, we discussed Chaka Khan and her national anthem versus Fergie and her national anthem. We also discussed the new Twitter plugin called Safe DM. We also talked about how anxiety can be linked to memory loss
And depression.
And we also talked about a shitty booty little ass boy named Colin O'Grady, who crossed the Antarctica and shitted his pants and had to wear the same pants for 38 days. Again,
Who do y'all think had the worst performance between Chaka and Fergie?
definitely.
Let us know. And what was the other one? Oh, let us know if you find the
Twitter plugin,
Safe
Save DM.
DM, or that might just be something in British.
If you suffer from anxiety or depression, or definitely make sure you go and again
talk with somebody. Let your doctor know.
Get any type of care that you possibly can.
I will be letting my doctor know, so you should definitely let yours know. Mental health is very important, and don't let your job stress you out like mine is stressing me out.
And finally, don't be a shitty booty little ass boy. This has been the Wei'S World podcast, episode 4. You can find us on Apple Podcasts. You can find us on Google Podcasts. You can find us on Spotify. You can now find us on YouTube. Don't forget to share the video. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. You can find me on Instagram at how_way_how. Also, you can find me on Instagram at Wei'sWorld93. You can find me on Facebook at Wei'S World. Give your tags. Tag it out.
Whoa! No, I'm just playing. I gotta learn how to do this renegade dance. You can follow me on Instagram at Shanny the Shooter. You can check out my photography page on Facebook at Shanny the Shooter, but that is the SHANNYTH3 Shooter. And if you want, you can follow me on Twitter. I'm on there too at Shanny the Shooter.
You see, we tagged this damn thing up. But this has been the Wei'S World podcast. Thank you all so much for watching, and you all have yourself a good night.